afternoon from Mexico. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today I'm making tamales, so I thought I'd show you guys how I do it. Don't forget that you can follow me on all of my social media, and the links are all below in the description. But let me show you how I do this. My hojas, and I put them in warm water to soak so that I can fold them. I have apples diced in caramel sauce, which is what I'm going to be putting in my sweet tamales, as well as some raisins, because Fidel likes raisins in his sweet tamales. Now I get the masa that's prepared. This is masa de mantequilla, so it's a sweet butter masa. And I do this because it's a little bit easier. I also have my comal, and oh, there's some Alfredo sauce. And these are the ones that I've already done, but I'm gonna show you guys how I prepare them right here. And I always put a paper towel down because it soaks up the water from the hojas while I'm doing it, so just so you know. Okay guys, so here I have my hoja, and as you can see, it's pretty flexible because it's been sitting in the warm water. And I do this with a spoon. You could do it with your hands. There's a bunch of different ways. This is just how I do it. I'm going to put some masa in here. I always try and put it, put kind of a little bit thick up towards the end of the hoja, and then I spread it out. And I try and spread it as evenly as possible. And then I'm going to put the apples and caramel sauce in it. And then I typically will double the hojas on these, so I'll put another one around it just because the caramel can leak just a little bit, so just to prevent it. The thicker the caramel sauce that you can get, the better. This is just the one that I got. And once it sits on your apples, it gets a little watery. So you kind of have to be quick, but then you're just gonna fold it up. Just like that. Turn it around. Then we're going to grab a second hoja. And then I just put it face down in the second one, just like this. And I've seen them tied off. You can absolutely tie them off. I don't ever tie mine off because I pack them pretty tight in the comal, but you can tie them off if you want to. So, and the outside one doesn't really matter if it's not perfect. That's what it's gonna look like, and you're gonna set it upright in the comal, and I'll show you guys how to do that as well. So now let's do one with the raisins. Now I'm also making chicken, but I'm not doing salsa because the boys like it, like the chicken ones with chicken, cheese, jalapenos, tomate, red tomato, and onion, cebolla. So let's do one more of these. Scoop it in. And I do know how to prepare the masa, but I prefer to buy it just because it saves time to buy it. And also, because we get it from a local vendor, we're helping support local vendors. So I do it that way. You can also do your masa a little bit thicker. I like mine a little bit thinner, but it really is just up to you. Really, as long as you're getting it even, then you're okay. Oops. And we're going to put raisins. Fidel likes a lot of raisins. Fold this side over first, and this side, and then fold it this way. And these ones I'm not going to double just because they don't have leaky caramel. Now, as soon as the chicken is done, what I'm going to do is shred it. Then I'm going to cut up the vegetables that I'm going to put in with it and the cheese. Now you can cook it first, but I don't cook mine first. I just put all of the ingredients in raw because they will cook inside the tamale. All of the ingredients are raw except for the chicken. Let's be clear about that. So it's just chicken breast that's been boiled and then shredded. So that's how I do mine, but I will show you next how I do the chicken. Guys, so the sweet tamales are all put together, and I'm gonna move on to the chicken and rebanadas. And I'll show you how I make those, but let's go over what I'm using for those first. Here are all the sweet tamales. So I have masa de sal, which is salt masa, and I have tomatoes, jitomate, jalapenos, I also have cheese. This is Monterey Jack because it's Fidel's favorite, and onion. And then I also have shredded chicken, which I boiled with chicken bouillon, and then I lightly seasoned with garlic salt, just lightly seasoned. And we're gonna put all of these things in our tamales. And don't forget, there's our hojas. Also, Fidel is getting water right now, but as soon as he gets done, he'll be joining us because he said he was gonna come in and help make the tamales. So let me show you what I'm gonna do. So here's my hoja. See how it's flexible again. Going to spoon in some masa, and I'm going to spread it evenly. Also, nobody come at me if you don't think that I'm doing this perfect, because this is how I do it, and I'm sure there are a million different ways. And honestly, as long as it tastes good in the end, that's what we're really doing, right? I mean, we really don't care if they're pretty. We just care that they taste good. So that's what I focus on. All right, so I'm going to place some shredded chicken. Going to add cheese. Now I cut my cheese like this. You can also shred your cheese if you would like, but I just cut it like that. I'm going to put in a few pieces of onion. Also, I know that I put mine in raw, everything except for the chicken. You don't have to do that though. You can totally throw all of this in a frying pan, fry it together, and then just add the cheese, like add it in and then the cheese. But I just prefer to do it this way because I can make sure that each tamale gets a little bit of all the ingredients. Also, I have children that can't handle spicy food, so I take the seeds out of my jalapenos. So then once you get it like that, you're just going to fold it. Just make sure that everything is in the inside of it. And that's all I do. Like I said, I pack these pretty tightly, and so I don't tie them around. I have seen where you rip the hoja and you make a tie around it. You can absolutely do that if you'd like. I just don't see the need to, and I've never had the need to. So, and I just do it how my mother-in-law and my sister-in-laws do it. So that's how we're doing it. Let's get a couple more in, and hopefully Fidel will join us soon, as soon as he gets done getting water. So I'm gonna put in some masa, spread it out, get it as even as possible. You can also put, I know some people will put more masa and less filling. We like a lot of filling, but really just do yours how you want to do yours. I'm convinced that if you know the basics where you're putting, how to put in the masa, how to cook the actual tamale, and that you need to soak your hojas, honestly, you can experiment with this and put what you want in your tamales. I mean, there's no set rule on what you can put in it. So have fun and put in it what you want to have in it, right? Because you and your family are the ones eating it. So some onion. A couple things of jalapeno. Some tomate. To wrap it up. Also, yes, you're probably going to get masa on your hands. So, and you can double hoja these too if you want, just so you know, but it's not required.
Hola a todos. Voy a cocinar mi primer tamale.
It's not his first tamale. He's such a liar. Ahí está. Yes, and Dominic is playing with his cars on the floor. Diego's playing with friends. Okay. Also, just so you guys know, which we're going to announce on our live, but this video will post a couple days after the live. But for any of you that don't know yet, I want to give a special shout out to Araceli Martinez Ortega with La Opinión in Los Angeles, California. She wrote a story on our family. You can find the link to that in the description of this video below. And it'll also be in our link tree. But she wrote a beautiful, beautiful article on our family and our history, and it made both of us cry, just so you know. But she was pretty amazing. I don't know why he won't just get a chair and sit down. Like, also, he does not spread his masa evenly. I just want you guys to know that. He just does his own thing. So literally, like, you really can't mess up tamales. As long as you do your masa right, you can't really mess this stuff up. I'm just a little bit of a more of a perfectionist, I think, than he is. Qué bueno. También otro. Pues no necesita perfecto, solamente necesita prueba bueno. Doesn't have to be perfect, it just needs to taste good. And yes, that's a hanging fruit basket. For those of you who have not seen my TikTok videos, I asked my husband to hang my fruit basket and he hung it in the middle of my kitchen because he thinks he's funny. ¿La verdad?
Vamos a terminar esto rápido para comer.
He's trying to get it done as fast as possible.
Esto es más. Miran mucho con mucha carne.
Pero ellos es no mira tú, necesito una sillón, so ellos es mira tú.
Oh, lo siento, pero esto es preparado con
my husband cannot sit down, just so you guys know. He's not very good at like sitting down. This guy. Mm-hmm. So, also, if you guys can drop in the comments, I want to know what you put in yours, because we've made tamales de mole. So we've done we put the mole, the chocolate mole, if you guys know what that is, mole poblano. We put that in with chicken. We've also done like the green salsa, the red salsa. But I'm always looking, I always want to, like, I'm always curious to see what others put in their tamales. So, drop a comment below and let us know. This is basically what our whole Saturday will be, other than talking to you guys on YouTube. So I guess this is a good time to thank you guys for being here and for watching the videos and for watching through the ads. And participating in what we're doing. We really appreciate it. It's a little strange to put your whole life on the internet for display. But we want other families in this situation to know that if you're going through this, that things will be okay. And life doesn't stop just because of deportation. So. Necesitan otra olla. Hoja. Olla. That's what I get it mixed up with. Hoja and olla. Which is a pot. Alright guys. So, we're going to get all of these put together, and then I will show you how to prep the comal. To cook them, and then we'll show you the finished product when they're all done. Okay guys, I'm gonna show you how I prep my comal. So I add water, and I'm gonna add it to this lime. My table's a little slanted, don't worry. Then I'm going to add this. And then, and I'm going to line my comal with them. This part does not have to be perfect. You literally are just placing these in. Sorry for the crying baby, guys. He's pretty mad his dad took his uncooked tamale away. Okay. So you're gonna add these into the bottom. They really don't have to be perfect, but cover the bottom of your comal with these. Okay. Then I also go up the sides. Again, it doesn't have to be perfect, but you're basically just gonna line it with all these leftover ones. The only time I cook tamales at my house is when I'm cooking for my family. However, when I go over to my mother-in-law's house and we're making tamales over there, they have big giant comals. Okay, so you're going to stand these up and we're going to pack them in to the comal. They cook. First ones are always the hardest ones. And then I'll speed up this part of the video. And now I'm going to top it off. I'm going to top them off with these. Now I have comadres that will use servilletas, which are like the cloth napkins. They'll put them in here. Mine are all being washed right now, unfortunately, so we don't have that. So what we're going to do is we're going to top it with this, and then we're also going to put in a bag. Okay guys, now that we have that, I'm going to take this bag, going to close it all in. Like I said, I've seen this done with the servilletas, the cloth napkins. You absolutely can do that. When I don't have those or they're not clean, like right now, because they're still drying and all of that, then I just add this bag. I'm going to try and get most of the air out as well. All of this is just gonna help keep the moisture in your comal so that your tamales cook better and faster. So we're gonna cook this on the stove for about an hour and a half to 2 hours. Just like that. All right guys, so here are our finished product. Let's open up one of the mantequilla and raisin. There's our mantequilla with the raisins. One Fidel will eat. And I'll also show you the chicken ones. Here's one of the chicken ones. Rebanada. So I hope you guys enjoyed this. I will also put a link in, I'm gonna heat this one up for us to eat anyway. I did wait until morning to show you guys because it got dark last night and I don't have light in my kitchen. But I will put a link to masa recipes in my bio. So if you want to make your masa from scratch, you absolutely can. Like I said, I don't because I like to support the local vendors here, but that's how you do it. Super simple. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed it. Have a good day, everyone.